Thanksgiving in French. Today in French Unfiltered episode 4, we're going to talk about this famous American holidays, Thanksgiving, okay? We're going to go over vocabs, grammar, and also the cultural differences between Thanksgiving here in the US and France. And then we'll talk about if we do have this holiday. And honestly, today was one of our first Thanksgiving with Tom, so we're gonna share about our experience, how it went, and we can't wait to also have your feedback. But before we start, I should let Tom in. So let's see. I can see his request right there. He should be joining us in 3, 2, 1. No, let's see. But we're gonna try again. That works. I'm excited for today's episode. I know you guys have been waiting for this one. Let's see if Tom's in there.
Can you
Hey,
see me?
voilà!
Comment ça va? Tu passes un bon Thanksgiving, Alex?
Ah, là, je suis rempli. Je suis rempli.
C'est bien.
Et toi?
Et on ne dit pas je suis plein, on dit je suis rempli.
Ah, you
Est-ce
don't
que
want to
tu
be
veux?
pregnant.
Do you want to explain the difference?
No,
Je
you
suis
go for it.
rempli. Okay, so je suis rempli is whenever you're full after a meal, so whenever you ate too much. And je suis plein or je suis pleine is actually whenever you're pregnant. So you don't want to say the literal translation for I am full. You're not gonna say je suis plein. You're gonna say je suis rempli or je n'ai plus faim. I'm not angry anymore. That's basically what you will be able to say. So now, Alex, I heard you say already that we're going to talk about Thanksgiving and everything around the culture. So now, we're going to talk about les plats traditionnels de Thanksgiving and how to go over the vocabulary together. So should we play a little game for that? Should we say the name in French and then everybody has to guess what it is in English maybe
I
for the
like
first
that.
two?
I
You like that?
All
Okay,
right,
cool.
let's get
So,
started, Tom. What's the first one?
the first one is la dinde. What do you think la dinde is in English? We're gonna do that for the first 3 words. So la dinde. La dinde. Can we see in the comments or in the live as well? Can you please write it down and see what it is in English? La dinde. La dinde. Yeah, we can see it now in the comments. So what
Okay.
is the translation? Turkey! Anna got it first. Great job, Anna. Bien joué. It was not duck. It was actually turkey. Great job, Friday, Mosi, Sad. Great job as well. Here, la dinde will be turkey. Alex, what about the second word?
For the second word, we're gonna have la farce.
La farce.
La farce. Let me write it down for everybody. La
Here, it's actually
farce.
kind of funny because we have 2 different meanings for it. But now, since
Yeah.
we're towards Thanksgiving, you should be able to focus on that meaning, and then we'll let you know what the other meaning is. So Friday found the other meaning, the joke. So the joke will be the other meaning. So la farce is a joke. Now, what about la
Oh, you
farce?
almost said it.
I almost said it. I almost said it. Yes,
Ah,
yes,
someone
someone
said it.
did. Someone did. Lorraine, we got a good job. Good job, Lorraine. So here, la farce would be the stuffing. And the last word that we're gonna guess together today is la purée de pommes de terre. So it's a bit longer here.
We can
La
even make it
purée.
fuller. I mean, usually we
Yeah,
say la
la
purée.
purée. Yeah, la purée will work. But here, if you have the whole thing, it will be la purée de pommes de terre. So here, what is la purée in English? Can we see if anybody has the right answer? La purée.
La
La purée. Yeah, potato. Okay, almost.
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes. Natasha, great job, Natasha. So here we have mashed potatoes. Great job. Now, Alex, should we go over the other words for everybody to be fluent in French Thanksgiving?
Yeah, of course. And before I do this, if you're rewatching this video and you missed the live, remember that all the vocabulary is in the comment and description of this live, okay? So if you have a hard time with the spelling, just look at the description and you'll find it all, okay? So for the rest of the list, I'll give you the next 2 and then Tom will take care of the rest. For the pumpkin pie, we're gonna say la tarte au potiron. La tarte au potiron. Or you can say la tarte à la citrouille. I guess you can
Ça
also
marche
say.
aussi. That works too. That works as well. What about the second one that you have, Alex?
So the next one is something that actually I do not like. Je déteste la patate douce.
Oh, tu aimes
First,
pas?
ah
Okay.
non, 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 non. J'aime pas j'aime pas le côté sucré, pas du tout.
Okay.
But
Okay.
anyway, not enough about me. For sweet potato, we are gonna say la patate douce. La patate douce. Remember, douce is for sweet, and then patate is potato. We just switched this. Okay. So, what about the next two? Maybe the last two.
The last two, so we have two other ones. One that some of you probably are lovers. It's corn. Here we would say
Ooh.
le maïs. Le maïs. So here you're gonna have two little points on top of the E that makes you pronounce the E. So every time you see those two little points on top of a letter in French, usually it's gonna be on the E. That's gonna make you pronounce that letter no matter where it is in the word. So here, le maïs. And the last one will be the pecan pie, because obviously it is the most famous dessert for Thanksgiving. You would say la tarte aux noix de pécan. La tarte aux noix de pécan. And now, before we go over the rest of the vocabulary, I have a little surprise for everybody. All that you have, we're talking about like traditions, obviously, and there's one of us there's one of of those traditions in France that's a bit bigger than Thanksgiving. It's Christmas, just like here in the US.
Yeah.
And Alex and I have a little surprise for Christmas. So if you want to know about the surprise, please write waitlist on the comments. So please write waitlist and we're going to send you a little surprise. You're going to have a little gift as well. Waitlist, if you can write down in the comments, and then you'll be able to know a little bit more about that surprise. All you have to do is to write waitlist in the chat. So let's see some waitlist. On a Noël as well. Oui, Christmas will be Noël in French. And now, waitlist, Emily, Natasha, Parent, you're going to receive that little information to be able to maybe have a surprise for Christmas. Yeah. Who knows? Alex, now what about some verbs that are very important for Thanksgiving?
So for this time, we're going to go over some actions. And the first one that we're going to go over is to cook. So in French, to cook is going to be cuisiner. Cuisiner. To cook. Okay? Then, to prepare the meal, it's actually pretty similar. We're going to make it a French verb. And instead of to prepare, we're going to say préparer. Okay? Préparer. And if you want to say a meal, you can say le repas. So, préparer le repas. Tom, what about to gather?
So now, together with your family will actually be a reflexive verb in French. So here, a reflexive verb, for anybody that doesn't know yet, it's every time that you're doing an action, basically, to yourself. It includes yourself within the action that you're doing. Here, whenever you're gathering with people, yourself as well is gathering with other people. So we're going to use the reflexive verb. Se réunir. Se réunir. And then, in family, or with your family, will be en famille. Se réunir en famille. And ensemble, for together, you can say on se réunit or on est ensemble if you want to. Now, if you're watching TV or if you're watching American football, if you're watching baseball, whatever it is, you can use the verb regarder. Regardez la télévision, regardez le football américain, whatever you're watching, you can use that word. And the last one that we have is to give thanks to people, you would say remercier or dire merci. Remercier or dire merci. Now, Alex, we have one expression that could be very useful for Thanksgiving whenever you want to say, I am grateful for. How would you say that in French?
So I'm grateful for, in French, we'll focus on the word grateful. So in French, grateful is going to be reconnaissant. 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 So if you want to say I'm grateful for, you'll say I am, which is je suis, and then grateful, reconnaissant, and then for will be pour. If you're female, you can say je suis reconnaissante pour. Okay? So keep this in mind. And just remember when you wanted to put at the feminine, you just add the I at reconnaissant, and then you will see that you'll pronounce the T to make it feminine. Okay, I'll write
Yeah,
it down.
it's pretty easy. Thank you. Please write it down in the chat for everybody to see it. And one more time, if you want that little surprise for Christmas, please write waitlist in the comments so we can send you the little surprise and we can be together for Christmas. That will be an amazing time. And now that we're talking about tradition, let's go over the cultural differences between France and the US
Woo!
during Thanksgiving. So here, there's one thing that you need to know. Thanksgiving is not an official holiday in France, so everybody is working. There's no Thanksgiving dinner. The only way that you would have Thanksgiving, and if you have American friends living in France, and then you just do a Thanksgiving dinner or lunch with them to make them happier, to feel like they're at home. That's what you would do. But if you're just with a traditional French family, do not expect Thanksgiving to be a thing, and everything will be open during that day. I guess Thanksgiving is the only day in the US where everything is absolutely closed. So it
Yeah.
kind of feels like a Sunday in France.
Yes,
So it's kind of funny. So yes, Alex, do you have any other cultural? What about your dinner or lunch? What happened? Can you tell us the difference with France, US?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's one of those things that I love about American culture is that Thanksgiving is the holidays to show how thankful and grateful we are for the people around us, for the things we have in life. And I wish we had this in France, like I'm sure you had time with your friends, with your family, and I love that they have a day dedicated for this during the year. And I think that it's one of the mistakes we make often as humans is we sometimes forget how grateful we are for to be in good health and all those little things. And being able to sit at dinner, have good food, and share this love with everybody, that's one of my favorite things about American culture. And this is exactly what we had today. What about you?
I completely agree. There's nothing else I can say. You said
Yeah.
everything. And if you want to learn more about what Alex thinks about Thanksgiving, you can watch our last reel because Alex was a little bit philosophical about it today.
Always.
So if you want to watch a bit more about it, you can go on our account and look at it. And now, one more time before we go and let you have an amazing dinner and be grateful and thankful for everybody that's in your life and everything that is in your life. Please comment waitlist during the live right now. And if you are not live and you're watching afterwards, you can also comment in the comment section to be able to maybe join us for Christmas. We're going to have a huge surprise, a huge thing all together. So if you want to be with us, and honestly, one more time, we're super grateful for everybody that's on this live and everybody that's watching our videos every single day. Thanks to you, we're able to live our dreams and be able to be connected with you. And it's honestly one of the best things, the best gift that we ever received. So thank you so much for being here with us and for making everything the way it is. Honestly, I'm extremely grateful for you and extremely grateful for Alex as well to be my partner in all of this. So thank you so much.
I
Merci
was
beaucoup,
I
tout le
was
monde.
just gonna ask you. I was just gonna ask you what are you grateful for, but you just said it, d'accord? Donc non, on est très reconnaissant pour tout le monde et pour Tom bien sûr, bien évidemment. C'est l'un des plus beaux cadeaux de la vie, être
C'est
capable
ça.
de partager notre expérience en tant que Français aux États-Unis, de vous apprendre cette belle langue et on a hâte de continuer en 2026. Donc voilà.
Voilà.
Merci tout le monde d'être venu. À
Merci
bientôt.
beaucoup.
And
À
if you're
bientôt.
watching this, check out the comment section for all
Yes.
of the vocabulary we sent.
And don't forget to comment waitlist to be able to spend Christmas with us. See you guys.
À
Bye
bientôt
bye.
tout le
Happy
monde.
Thanksgiving. Au
Joyeux
revoir.
Thanksgiving. Bisous, bisous. Ciao, ciao.